What's happening, everyone out there in podcast land? So I'm actually doing an Instagram live at the same time. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop my live because I'm doing it the wrong way. So, well, whatever. Supposed to be under Impractical Tactical, but it's actually under my personal Instagram account. So I'm going to be recording a show for the podcast because I missed one for 2 weeks. So the last one we had was with Angela, which that show is going. Well, as far as listeners, we've had a lot of listeners. That show is awesome. If you haven't heard it yet, jump to where you listen to our podcast normally, Range Minded Podcast, and listen to that show. Angela is awesome. So, what have I been doing the last couple weeks? Well, let's see. Honestly, not much, except for 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Well, I went and visited Shot Show, so it was pretty awesome. So I took my son to Shot Show. He's never been before, and uh, they canceled it, right? So we missed was it 21, and I didn't go in 20, so I was jonesing for to get in the hustle and bustle. Shot Show was a little weird this year, so I'm sure if you follow Shot Show at all, you're gonna know that usually it's chaos. Like I say, they canceled it in 21 or yeah 21, and I didn't go in 20. Shot well. Let's jump back. What is Shot Show? If you don't know what Shot Show is, it's the largest trade show for the firearms industry in the world. Uh, Anybody who is anybody in the industry goes. And so we have this big main hall where all the big manufacturers hang out. And then it, it it's huge. I mean, I can't remember how many thousands of square feet of space they were rented. Um, and then you go into some of the other levels. There's new products and even some of the manufacturers displaying some of the stuff that they sell to or distributors to manufacturers, whatever. Anyway, it's crazy. It's chaos. Usually at Shot Show, there are thousands and thousands of people. You can't get around. You got a lot of idiots packing around these totes with wheels on them that just get in the way. Um, it's hard to talk to some of the cool people at the booth because, like I say, it's ridiculous how many thousands of people are stuffed uh, into the Venetian or the Sands Event Center. And this year was cool because they actually had it at the Sands, where they always have Shot Show. Then they built this bridge across to the Caesars Forum, which is, I guess, it's a new venue. Um, and maybe that building's been there a while, but it was definitely new to Shot Show, and it was kind of nice because it spread it out even farther. Tons of room, but there were some major disappointments. So I already knew that Sig wasn't going to show up, which sucked. I mean, uh, Sig's a pretty big player. They've been making, ammo, optics, obviously firearms. They have a great training academy, but they bailed, which is fine. But so did Springfield and Vortex, and I'm sure there's others I can't think off the top of my head. But Springfield was supposed to be in the Caesar side, and because they bounced, a bunch of other smaller companies decided, well, hell, if they're not showing up, I'm not going to be there either. So it was kind of disappointing. Adam just jumped on. Like I said, I'm doing a Instagram live. Adam Spartan Mode, he was there as well. In fact, we got to see him for 30 seconds, um, and then he's a busy dude. So what did we see at Shot Show? So first of all, it was my son's very first time ever being in Las Vegas. And no, we didn't get tattoos. No, I didn't take him to a strip club. No, we didn't go drinking. Um, Come on, guys, you know better than that. Uh, but what we did do is he got to experience buffets. He's not a very big time people person. He has a hard time around big crowds. So that was probably a little bit of adjustment for him. But one thing he did enjoy, and he even told me straight up, was just how fun the community is, the gun community. He went with a bucket list of people that he wanted to see, wanted to meet, and we did catch up with one of them. He really wanted to meet up with Brandon Herrera, and we did get a picture of Brandon. That was something he wanted to do, and anyway, we don't need to get into there. But so he got to meet some cool people. Um, so it was awesome. So the first day we actually drove. So I did go with Independence Indoor Shooting um, under their umbrella. They all flew from Boise. My son and I drove from Idaho Falls, and it's a long drive. I was gonna rent a car. We were all excited about it because to fly from Idaho Falls was ridiculous. It was like $600 to fly from Idaho Falls, round trip, and then I would had to rent a car down there anyways. So I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna rent a car here in Idaho Falls, and we're just gonna drive. Apparently, my wife thought that was stupid because I don't know. I guess we have a few automobiles already. So guess what? I didn't get to rent a car. We didn't get to have fun in a new car that we could beat up. We took my 1990 or not 94 '04 Cavalier that it made it and made it back somehow. But it was an adventure, right? That was uh, really what I wanted to go. Obviously, I wanted to go to SHOT Show, but I was excited to spend some time with my son. So it was still fun, even though the ride home got kind of stressful. Well, one thing that I saw right off the bat, uh, as far as new products, like it is the year for suppressors. Every gun manufacturer and their mom is making suppressors now, and the Browning High Power is like apparently the gun to manufacture. FN brought back the high power, which is fine. I mean that's they should bring the high power. I mean it's Fabrique Nationale, right? John Moses Browning and FN, they're homies. But what was kind of surprising about the FN high power for me is none of the old parts are interchangeable, not even the magazines. So that was kind of a disappointment. It is a little heavy and it's not going to be cheap. It felt nice. It's a nice feeling gun. But the other companies, and again, there's several making high powers this year. Uh, at least their parts and magazines were interchangeable. So I mean, do with what you will. Let's see what else we got going on. Do you guys remember? And I've shared pictures with him before. Do you guys ever remember seeing my safe wall with all my patches? So if you know me, and even my wife called me this the other day, I'm a patch whore. Okay, I love morale patches. I love them. So one of my goals was to get as many patches as possible, and I achieved that goal. Which I was somebody I didn't think I'd ever be at SHOT Show. It would always bug me when people come up to the booth and say, "Oh, do you have stickers or do you have some patches?" Yeah, I was that guy this year. I was that guy this year, and um, again, my patch wall that was on my safe was full of patches, and I measured it. It was like 21 inches by what 54 inches tall is what the door was. Yes, it is a nice shirt, by the way. We'll get to that later. So anyway, I that patch wall was 2 years worth of SHOT Shows. Okay, to cover that wall, plus some other purchases from Violent Little Machine Shop. If you haven't checked them out, they make pretty fun stuff. This year, I probably got 3 times as many as that whole safe wall. I probably got 3 times that many in the 4 days of SHOT Show. So, yeah, I'm a patch whore. And not to mention that well, actually, check this out, okay? Don't mind my dungeon here. So these are and if you're watching on the live, that's a pile of the stickers I got. And my desk drawer is full of patches. So I got to build a patch wall. I'm gonna make an actual patch wall, something I can move around, and I'm gonna also make a sticker wall because I got so much junk. My wife is so pissed at me when I got back, and I was just pulling. Uh, well, at Shot Show, like Condor and those, they give you these little satchel bags and stuff. Well, when you have 3 of those full of patches, there might be a problem. There might be time for an intervention. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Um, Again, if you're watching on the live, Adam from Spartan Mode just said, "Hey, nice shirt." This was probably the coolest win for me at Shot Show, and it was a good show. Um, there's this new company, well, new to Shot Show called Retro Rifle, and they make these Hawaiian T-shirt or yeah, Hawaiian button-up shirts, which are fantastic. If you are in the mood for a gun-themed Hawaiian shirt, Retro Rifle. They're not cheap. They're about 50 bucks. But every day at SHOT, they were giving some away. So as soon as my son and I found out, yep, we stood in line. First 100 got a free T-shirt, and well, I got 3 shirts anyways. I was hoping for more. They're freaking awesome. Go buy them, and that's just a happy, satisfied customer. And maybe I liked them so much because I didn't have to pay the $50 for it. But they're stinking comfortable. And look how cool this is, man. This is what I'm wearing right now is purple, and it's got a saw and a parrot hanging out on top of it. So it's a cool Hawaiian shirt. Anyway, so suppressors, um, high powers, button up Hawaiian shirts. Let's see what else. Um, Another reason why I was going to Shot Show, and I'm trying to keep this on the down low, so don't tell anybody. Was is I have a goal, and I'm not going to share with you 100% of what this goal is, but it's going to be awesome. Um, it's going to be awesome. So I was busy also talking to certain kinds of distributors. No, that's not the right word. Suppliers. Yeah, suppliers. Certain kinds of suppliers that specialize in certain kinds of things. How vague is that? Um, but it's going to be awesome. And for those that know what I'm talking about, know what I'm talking about. 2 years, my friends. Within 2 years. Maybe sooner I can share with what's up with that. Anyway, it's not gonna be a long show. Obviously, I don't wanna be forever on Instagram Live. I just wanted to let you know that here at Ranger Minded Podcast, we do care about you. We do wanna make sure that, um, that we're putting out content that you enjoy. Um, I'm working on a few guests. I did have a chance to speak to a few people at SHOT that, are willing to come on the show, and I am, uh, so yeah, Adam says he thinks he knows. Um, anyway, I had a chance to speak to a few people that I'm excited to get on the show, and they committed to be guests on the show. So it'll be awesome. Okay. And there is another special guest that I'm working on. He said he couldn't come in January, so February he better be ready. Anyways, guys, just wanted to check in with you, let you know that I did go to Shot. I'm a moron because I was too busy picking out patches. I really didn't get any video content, which was another reason to go to SHOT Show, right? I mean, I bought the tickets. I was supposed to make some good video content, but I was just having too much fun hanging out with my son, um, and picking up patches and stickers and Hawaiian shirts. Um, yeah, so that's about it. Remember who you are, guys. What you stand for. Also, you need to take somebody shooting. Um, I the Second Amendment's definitely not dead, and the passion for the community is still growing. One thing about, I guess, this SHOT Show that was different, like I said, because there were fewer big players in the manufacturing side of things, because they weren't there, there was more room to walk around, and there were definitely less people. Um, and I think that was a benefit for the manufacturers that did show up, because it gave them more one-on-one time, um, with range owners, with trainers, with distributors, which I think is important, especially when these companies are coming out with exciting things. So we have some good friends at Maxim Suppressors. Uh, they came out with some cool cans that are going to be available, and I would highly, highly recommend taking a peek at Maxim Suppressors. And they're the ones that make the arm brace, right? And the PDX. But these cans are going to be freaking awesome. So, anyways, be safe, guys. We love you, and we'll see you at some time.